once.
That's true. We're live, Randy. We only get to have noon one time each day.
We do. And are we live now? So
I think we're live, man.
And we are on it. Are we on Facebook right now?
We're on Facebook. I see you and me looking at each other over there.
All right. And
we're live on LinkedIn.
Okay, so let me hit share, and we're ready to go.
Cool.
Hey, happy Monday.
I'm getting better at this stuff, man.
I'm glad one of us is, right? How was the weekend, Teddy?
Oh man, I did almost nothing on Saturday. Almost nothing on. No, that's not true. Saturday I worked all day long. I published seven new courses on Saturday. So I sat in the office and I cranked out 7. I just published them. I'd already produced them. Sunday I went outside and spent all day long outside on Sunday. How about you?
Should I start calling you Professor Burriss or Dr.
Well,
Burriss?
there's a contingent of fans out there that some call me professor and some call me pastor. I don't aspire to either one of them, but it happens. So
well, let's introduce ourselves, and we'll talk about what we have coming up on Wednesday, and also offer maybe some quick story and a tip or two, and then we'll get back to our work on Monday. So Randy Wooden with Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. I'm the director for our professional center. Certainly happy to help job hunters that are either unemployed now and looking, or maybe like a lot of folks are thinking about maybe now that this COVID thing is kind of lessening, I might want to start looking. In fact, I think what we're going to see is a huge churn in the job market here in the coming months as a lot of folks just decide to start looking. And so again, we're free. We're happy to help. You can find me on LinkedIn. GoodwillProfessionalCenter.org is our website. Yeah. So happy to help professionals anywhere, but again, ideally those here in our local area, because we can do a lot to help you along the way. So Teddy, introduce yourself if you would.
Yeah, so Teddy is Teddy Burriss, LinkedIn strategist, trainer and coach, and YouTuber and author, and I'm all about trying to help people as much as I can, either in business or in career transition, figure out how to use all that stuff called LinkedIn as a business tool. Absolutely having the time of my life helping people with this stuff. And it's so dynamic. It's absolutely a blast. Not one day goes by that I don't discover something new that I need to learn myself and teach others how to do. So,
Teddy, it looks like your screen may have frozen. Did you not pay your utility bill this month? Did you not pay your internet bill?
I have to go check with my boss. Is it still frozen?
It is on what I can see. You see, I'm moving around like this. I'm moving around, but you look like you are frozen like a postage stamp.
Oh, Lordy, that's horrible. That's true.
There you are. Okay, now you're moving around.
Oh, Lordy. That's not good, man.
Hey, you know what? This is going to be a cool show we have this week. Teddy, I don't know if you have any other business tips you need to throw out here, but we'll get to our guest in detail. But I had to ask you about your weekend. And mine was spent trying to put things together. I bought an antenna, so I managed to get it out of the box, and I count that as a win.
Do you?
Is it set up and working yet? No, but tomorrow's a new day, and we'll see how that goes. But now I was able to get a lot of things done, and some things that I'd been meaning to tackle for a while. So got those knocked out. I can't say I put up 7 courses. But, again, tomorrow's a new day. Yeah. But look, who's our guest this week? And let's get into some of these stories, because I think this could be interesting for a lot of folks that are watching us.
Yeah. Our guest this week, which you are hosting, is Gary Foster. And the conversation, there's 2 titles we're bouncing around. One of them is The Third Age. The first age being development and second age being growth and business. And this third age is where we're taking ourselves after we've done all that. Yep. Or it could be, what's retirement and past 50 look like? So this is going to be a great conversation, because I think a significant number of our audience, Randy, as a matter of fact, I'm adamant about this fact that the majority of our audience is either in that space or will be.
If they're lucky to live long enough, they will be. And let's face it, retirement isn't what it was for my old man, and my grandfather and his dad and mom and all of that stuff. Life has changed, and how we define work and how we define retirement. Those things also, they've changed a bit. But, I tell you, one of the things that I run into a fair amount with my clients at the professional center, and again, most of my clients are probably in their 40s and older.
Mm-hmm.
And they have reached a point, sometimes I call it a comfortable rut. And the reality is, hey, and I'm making decent money. My job may not be perfect, but I understand what's required of me and I get it done. But is it fulfilling? It could be better, but you stay in that same rut.
Yeah.
Because the routine, you're making money. So why shake up the apple cart until either that pebble in your shoe gets to be a pointy pebble and it starts to stick in you, that thorn in your paw becomes something you just can't ignore anymore, or more to the point, your company goes under or they lay you off. And now you're at this fork in the road, and it can be scary because we've known the comfortable rut, and that comfortable rut has moved to Honduras or has moved somewhere that you're not going to be able to go. And so what do you do from there? What does that next step look like?
Yeah.
And how do you go about that process? That could be very scary, especially if you have kids in college, you've got financial obligations. And so a lot of variables are at play there with a lot of my clients as they kind of figure out what is that next step. And that's why I think Gary coming on the show is going to be very, very helpful for not just the people that are watching, but we all know of others, whether it's our parents, our neighbors, our friends, people we go to church with, who are struggling with some of those very decisions right now. What's that next step going to look like? And how do I tackle that with purpose? So we'll cover more about that in a bit. But I know, Teddy, you got a story or two, don't you?
Yeah, Randy, I use this that word retirement very infrequently. And one of the reasons I do is because I'm blessed in my space, in my world, that I get to do the things that I want to do whenever I want to do them. And I'm not a world traveler. It's not my goal. And, I do a fair amount of traveling and hanging out with family. And I've built a style with my business that, I can work this much and play this much. And, I can do everything I do globally. I can do it from anywhere in the world. And I'm going to prove that in 2021. And so I really resist using that word retirement because I truly enjoy doing what I do and I get to do it at my leisure. And now, wait a minute, I got to be careful because my CFO boss is downstairs and she might hear those words. And
yeah. I was going to say, you better be careful.
Yeah.
You may find the locks have changed. So
yeah, but some of us, I'm not unique in this context. Susan Rooks on our show last week in her 70s. And am I supposed to say that out loud, Randy?
No, but
I did already. It's too late. So anyway, she's got all the energy in the world and she loves what she does. And her business has exploded to all new levels. And she says she has no desire to stop doing what she's doing. So, what's retirement look like? Maybe it's sitting on the porch in a rocker. Maybe it's riding down the road in a golf cart. Maybe it's touring the world. Maybe it's doing something different that you truly love doing that creates revenue and creates fun and lets you have fun doing it. So
I think an underlying thing there, Teddy, is purpose is one purpose, and the other is fulfillment.
Yeah.
And if knocking a golf ball around and I know guys who do that. I know others who travel, like you said, and they derive a lot of fulfillment out of that. Now, does that provide purpose for them? They'd have to answer that. And I think one of the things that interests me about the kind of work you do is that I can see that you feel like you're fulfilling a purpose. You've got a reason to get up and get out of bed in the morning, and because it's to help others, it's to impact the lives of other folks. And whether you do that this much or whatever, this much, you still feel like what you do matters. You still feel like you matter and you're in the game. I remember I had some other clients who talked about that. They took the early retirement, big shot in a company kind of thing, but they missed the game.
Yeah.
And athletes will say that too. They miss the game. And how can they stay involved in the game? Maybe not at a playing level, but where else can they contribute? So yeah. Hey, just real quick, a job tip.
Yeah, I got one.
I got one, and it kind of dovetails with what we've just talked about with the what's next and comfortable rut and all that. And it's volunteerism. If we live in a kind of a cocoon and we just interact with our coworkers, then that becomes a bit incestuous in that we see people just like us doing the kind of work that we do. But we don't get exposed and have conversation with people who do other things that we may never have thought of, that they find fulfilling, challenging, and the kinds of work that we may find fulfilling and challenging if we only knew what it was. So volunteer, get to know people on a level that's apart from the job or, gee, I need this job, please interview me kind of thing. Because if you think about it, we do business with and we hire people that we know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
And if I get to know you, Teddy, and I haven't seen you in a year. By the way, Teddy, you look good. I must say, you look very good in your Clemson. Is that a Clemson, Tennessee?
It's only intended to be Clemson. That's a good thing.
Okay, it could be Tennessee too. I don't know. It could be any of those teams. But here again, we just, again, it goes back to saying, hey, look, if I'm going to do something different, if I'm at a fork in the road, what does that next step look like? So how do I gather information about what that could look like? Well, I do it by talking to people who do that. Yeah. And along the same lines, at that same time, you're making friends, you're developing rapport and relationship. Again, that leads to the fact that, hey, I know, like, and trust this guy. Why don't we talk to him when there is an opening or create an opening for him? And I've known that to happen a lot of times. Hey, just because I made widgets all for 30 or 40 years doesn't mean that's all I know. I know leadership, management, that kind of thing. And so those are qualities that you can take elsewhere if you can only find another industry that you find fulfilling and challenging.
Yeah. Bumping into somebody on the roof of a Habitat for Humanity house as you volunteer to put together or build a house can open ideas up. Find people to find the right conversation. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Volunteer. Not only is it a good thing to do, it can help you bump into the right people on the roof of a Habitat for Humanity house. There's a story there I'll tell one day. So.
You didn't push him off, did you?
No. No, he had a bigger hammer than I did.
Sorry about that. I walk around like this all day, with my thumb. It's you don't want to be hammering nails.
Yeah. Hey, here's my story.
Yeah.
And it's very, very relevant. And that is, I got this new phrase that I've been using for a while now called purposeful networking. There's got to be a purpose. There's got to be a purpose for networking. And, and maybe the purpose is to get him to buy you a round of beers. I don't know, but there's got to be, I do know there's got to be purpose to your networking.
Yeah.
And I break those purposeful networking down into 3 pieces. Number 1, meet new people. Meet new people who may have new ideas and may know people you need to know. That's number 1, meet people. Here's another reason to network, to help people. You network to help people because maybe you have the ideas they need. Maybe you know someone they need to know. Maybe you know an organization they need to meet. So, it's not just meeting people, but it's also helping people. The title of the book is Networking for Mutual Benefit.
Here's the author's pretty sharp from what I understand.
He is a cool dude. I've met him once or twice.
You know him?
He wears bright yellow shirts and yellow glasses. So.
I hear you.
Here's the third reason that you network. Besides meeting people and helping people, you meet to find opportunities. You network to find opportunities. You very purposely know that this is the guy I need to talk to. This is the lady I need to talk to. Mm-hmm. They can introduce me to the right people. So you network to find opportunities. So remember, when you're networking, you must do it purposefully. Randy, what else we got, buddy?
All right. Well, let's talk about real quick our show on Wednesday. Coming up Wednesday, that is the 21st, April 21st at noon Eastern time. If you haven't registered, you need to do that. You don't want to be the last on your block to register. It's free.
Yeah.
It's free, so make sure you take advantage of that so you can join the conversation. But we'll have Gary Foster all the way from Denver, Colorado. And Gary's going to talk about I'll call it that third age of life. That's what he calls it as well. But workers age 50 and up. And what happens next? What does retirement look like for people? And start thinking about, okay, where do we go next and how do I get there? He'll cover that in a lot of detail. I talked to him a couple months ago via Zoom, and great guy, very passionate about what he does, very knowledgeable as well. So looking forward to that. Again, that'll be coming up Wednesday at noon. Gary Foster, The Third Age of Life. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah, cool. All right, buddy. You got work to do. I got work to do. All these people out there that are watching us got work to do. I'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll do it. Take care. Have a good afternoon. See you, Dave.